What would you say if I told you that you could put your money into a property and then pull it all back out and just keep getting money off that property every month through rent? What would you say if I told you that if you had a pot of money that you wanted to invest, you could keep that pot of money and just keep growing and growing and growing it? Well, that is what I'm here to tell you about today. My name is Joshua Baines, and today I'm going to tell you about BRRR deals. What they are is buy, refurbish, refinance, rent deals. These can also be flip deals, which is basically buy, refurbish, and then sell. So these work hand in hand with each other. And it's also good because it gives you two options at the end of the refurbishment. So you can refinance and rent, or you can sell the deal on. So let's break the BRR deals down. So when you buy a property, the main properties that you're going to look for is ones that need a lot of work, okay? So these are properties that are really run down, you know, need new doors, windows, carpets, even some structural problems, but they need to be looked at by professionals. So basically any property that needs a lot of work doing. So when you're looking for these properties, the best places to look are Rightmove. You can go into estate agents and basically tell them what you're doing and ask them about it. You can also go to auctions, but auctions are a really difficult way of getting properties. You need to be really careful at auction. I'll do another video on auction at a different point, so I'm not going to talk too much about auctions today. Zoopla, so pretty much same as Rightmove. They're quite easy to find BRR deals. They're also in very high demand, so you need to be checking Rightmove and Zoopla every day and just keeping up to date with it, because when BRR deals come up, people tend to buy them pretty quickly. So once you've found your deal, you want to do some numbers on it, so you want to make sure the numbers work. So what we're going to do is the deal we found, we're going to get the postcode and we're going to have a look at other properties in the area that are similar to your property. So we call these comparables. So we do this to determine what the true market value of your property actually is. So basically what the property is going to be worth after you've done the work on it. So say I was going to buy a property that was really run down on Smith Street. Okay, so I've got this property on Smith Street. It's really run down. It needs a lot of work doing. Let's say it's £200,000. Okay, that's what it cost me. So I would then go on Rightmove sold prices. I would go on a website called mouseprice.com, and I'd search on Smith Street and see what has sold in the last 6 months around the area. So if there's nothing on Smith Street, I'll go a quarter of a mile from Smith Street and look at houses that are similar, so they've got the same amount of bedrooms and look pretty much the same as the one that I'm looking for. So let's say that another house sold on Smith Street within the last 6 months, and let's say Smith Street is 3 beds, and this house sold for 400,000, but it's in very good condition. Okay, so I know that this house that needs refurbishment is going to be worth the same as the house that's sold, so 400,000, because that is the true market value, or TMV as it's abbreviated to. So now we know that after refurb it's going to be worth £400,000. That's a pretty good situation to be in. That would be a very good deal. So we're going to take a look at the house, we're going to go and view it, and what you need to do at that viewing is determine how much money you need to spend on that house. So at the viewing, we're going to take a viewing form, and we're going to tick off things that need doing to the property. So things like a new boiler, new electrics, new kitchen, new bathroom, new fuse board, carpets, windows, doors, things like that. So basically anything that needs work, anything that is going to cost you in that property. So below this video I'll put a link to my viewing form. Okay, so it's totally free. Just click the link and you can download my personal viewing form that I take with me to properties, and you can use that and hopefully it'll help you out if you're viewing any BRR deals. So download that link, and that should be really helpful for you if you're planning on viewing any properties at all really that are going to need any sort of refurbishment on them. So when you've done that, you want to calculate how much the refurb is going to cost you. So it depends on what area you are in as to how much it's going to cost you. So the further up north you go, the cheaper refurbishment costs will be. If you're down south, it's going to cost you a lot more. Okay, but the houses are more expensive and they have more margin in, so it just depends. You've got to work the numbers out on these just to make sure it's going to work out. So once you've got your refurb costs, you're going to add them to the purchase price. So let's say this house needs £50,000 of work. So it's 200,000 to buy, it's 50,000 to do the work. So we've got £250,000 money into the deal. That's how much it's going to cost us to get the money up, to get the property up to a good standard. Okay, obviously it's going to cost legal fees and things like that. So let's just say it's cost us £260,000 to get into this deal. It might be more due to stamp duty and things like that as well. So you just need to check on stamp duty and things, because the more expensive house you go, the more stamp duty is going to be. So let's just, for argument's sake, say that we're £260,000 into this deal, and after the refurb it's going to be worth £400,000. That's a great deal, okay? And I'll tell you the reason why. When we refinance the property, so this basically means get a mortgage on it with its refurb done, it's going to be refinanced at the value of the house we found down the street for £400,000. Okay, now when you get a refinance, they normally lend around 75% of the value, so 75% true market value. So in this case, they'll give us 75% of £400,000. Now I have no idea what that is because I've just thought it up on the spot. So those mathematicians out there, you can work it out. I'll do it now. I'll come back to you. Okay, I can't believe I just actually used a calculator for that. I wasn't even thinking. So it's obviously 300,000 that you're going to get it refinanced for. Okay, so you bought the house for 200,000. You spent 50,000 on the refurb. That's a huge refurb, by the way. There's not many refurbs that you'd put £50,000 into. And you've spent 10,000 on legals. So you're £260,000 of your money into the deal, and it's going to get refinanced at 300,000. What that means is when you refinance it, you're going to pull £40,000 out of that deal. So when it gets refinanced, the bank will give you £300,000 and you've only got 260,000 in the deal. So you're going to pull £40,000 out of that deal. So that is an incredible deal. So if anyone's got one like that, go ahead. If you want any advice, definitely talk to me and I'll help you out with it. So there, how to work your figures out. So what you need to do, you need to get the house price, the refinance, the refurbishment price, any legals, any stamp duty, things like that, and add them together. They'll give you your money in. You then look at the properties in the local area, the comparables, see what the house is actually worth. You need to find 75% of that, which is your refinance value, and whatever the refinance value is, that's as much as you want to spend, because if you've spent less than your refinance value, you're pulling money out of the deal. If you've spent more than your refinance value, that money is going to be left in the deal. Okay? So what can we do after we've done the refurb? So you can either refinance it, like I've just said, and then rent it out. So when you're finding these properties, you want to make sure they're in a good area for rental. You don't want them in the middle of nowhere. You want them near schools, you want them near attractions and things like that in the local area. And just make sure it's going to rent out fairly quickly. And you also want to find out what the rent's going to be. It doesn't matter so much if you've pulled all the money out of the deal because you've basically got a free house. But if you've got money left in the deal, you want to know how quickly you're going to get that money back. So you want to know how much rent you're getting. If you're planning on flipping the property, then once you've done your refurb, you can sell the property. So to do a flip, you need to be careful of where your property is again, because you want to make sure that you're going to get a quick sale. So if the house is worth 400,000 and you've done a refurb on it, I'd recommend selling it for like 390, something like that, just so you get a quick sale. Don't always think that you're going to get full market value on it, because if you do, then you're going to get a pretty long sale. It's going to take a while. So always leave something in the deal for the person buying it. So if you leave £10,000 off the true market value, then you're going to get your hand snapped off and you'll have a quick sale, and you've made your money. So don't be greedy, just go for a quick sale. As long as you've made money, that's all that matters. Okay? So key things to be aware of with BRR deals: it's pretty much just a numbers game with BRR. As long as you get your numbers right, then you'll be fine. You just need to make sure that you're very, very conservative. So if you get a quote off a builder saying that a refurb is going to be £10,000, put 12,000, put 13, put 14,000 into your figures, just in case something comes up. Because in BRR deals, something always comes up. There's always more work than you expect. And builders always seem to charge more than they actually quote as well. I've never ever found a builder that actually does the work for the price that he's quoted. And if you do that and you are a builder, please get in touch with me, because I'd love to work with you. But most builders do normally charge more than they quote, because they end up finding things that are wrong and that do need more work. So make sure you get your numbers right. Always be conservative on your numbers, and make sure that you're going to rent out, or if you're doing a flip, make sure that you're going to sell it at the end. So make sure it's in a good area with a good market, so it's going to sell quickly or rent out quickly. So that's pretty much it for BRR deals. So make sure that you click the link below. You can download my free property viewing sheet, and if you would like to buy any BRR deals from myself, or any deals from me at all, click the other link below to my website, which is www.jtbpropertyinvestments.com, and you can sign up for free to my mailing list, and you'll receive property deals every week that bring great ROI of around 20% or above. So it's totally free. Sign up to that and you'll get my property deals from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions on BRRs, please do not hesitate to put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them all. I really appreciate any likes, subscribes, anything like that. It really does mean a lot to me. So if you could subscribe or just drop a like, that would really, really be great. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.